You go.
Okay, and go. Um, Welcome to another Shittywebcomics Weekly, brought to you by our Subscribe Star backers. Go donate to our Subscribe Star to support us, and you get access to the deep lore, the extra stuff, the secret truths, the secret honor that other people don't want you to hear about. And the funny thing is, that sounds like a fucking some kind of
Yeah, it
advertising
sounds like
pitch line,
yeah, it
but
sounds
it's
like some kind of
unironically true.
conspiratorial. It sounds like some fucking schizo tinfoil hat shit, but it's also completely accurate,
Yeah,
truthful,
we actually
straightforward,
fucking
honest.
quantified that with like fucking we showed specifically people saying don't watch their channel, don't look at their channel, report their channel, and we've proven that a large movement, Comicscape in particular, was had a vested interest in false flagging our channel, proven with the Liam Gray stuff and the paper trail that linked directly to Ethan Van Sciver and to Comicsgate, and how Comicsgate
Them also,
had
and not just
refused
us.
to condemn Ethan Van Sciver for that.
They also just straight up streamed a lot of this evidence
Yeah,
themselves.
it was just all in public. Like, all of this was completely public and available to be seen. It's one thing we
And
learned
nobody ever
and taught
questioned it.
the human society about
At
is
no
that
point was anyone ever like, "Oh, fucking, hey, don't say this. You'll get in trouble," or fucking, you're not allowed to fucking. This is wrong. This is immoral.
yeah,
No, nobody
nobody
ever
ever
did
took
that.
nobody ever criticized Comicsgate or took them to task for immoral behavior for false flagging. Like, Comicsgate false flagged objectively, and that was proven, and their money went towards funding false flagging, which again was objectively proven, and nobody points it out. Everyone buries their heads in the sand about it except for us. So once again, when I say that we our subscribe star has the videos showing the secret truths that people don't want you to know about, that's proven, and it's objectively quantifiable in a way that you can replicate in a sterile environment. Anyways,
It's not even like a mystery or
it's
anything.
not that mysterious. It's just out in the open. It's just right there out in the open. The public, all the evidence is completely quantifiable and verifiable in every single way. And the thing is, we taught society is that you can show people the truth and all of the evidence, and most people, 99% of everyone who has ever lived, in fact, not just people alive now, but throughout all societies of every society of every kind of everything, every race, creed, culture, whatever, will you can show them the truth and the evidence, and they'll just go no because they don't want to believe it, which in a way, but barely, leads into this week's comic, which is one of the big classics. It's one of the ones that always made me laugh derisively, and it was the one we nicknamed the breakfast rape comic because it's well, as it shows,
And that's
if you're
basically what
looking.
it shouldn't have any other name. That's
Yes.
basically just all that you can.
There's
All
nothing
you can
else you can really refer to it as because it doesn't have the person's name on it. It doesn't have a signature. It doesn't have links to the. Which is funny because they should. It's not like it would make this any less tasteful. It's not like it would be in bad taste to be like, and by the way, here's my Twitter account. Well, here, it
And
starts
you
with
can't
just
possibly
text.
get in worse taste than it already is.
It starts with just text saying, "The morning after I was raped, I made my rapist breakfast." It should just say somebody's fucking, the artist's Twitter account. And by the way, check out my Twitter right after this, you know. Just should, because,
I made my breakfast. I made my rapist breakfast. By the way, check out my Twitter. Like same line even.
yes, no period, not even punctuation, just chip, and by the way, check out my Twitter. But, the thing is that it's fucking this whole thing is goofy, and you could tell it's clearly like the first page is one of those things that we saw this many years ago on of course on the Dumbler, and it was a
I'm
perfect
sure you can't find it
perfect
anywhere else. In
example.
fact, I don't know if they're fucking. They're just gone.
Yeah,
I'm
most
sure they would
every
deny.
Tumblr's gone.
having made it unless confronted directly.
Yeah, like if they linked to their social media probably wouldn't even exist anymore because people would be just laughing at them nonstop.
Well,
But
probably also because they transitioned, then they fucking
and then
wrote themselves.
they really transitioned off of the planet.
Transitioned to the afterlife.
The ultimate transition, but transitioning
That
off the mortal
coil. We
coil.
already know about the Transformers and whatever superhero, like the Hulk is a trans.
It's sort of like that fucking episode of Robot Chicken where Optimus Prime transforms into a coffin.
the beloved fucking classic storyline from the Transformers movie, where he fucking just transforms into a coffin.
Where he fucking just robot cacks it. He fucking shits it. But anyway, za. So the comic says, when we saw this originally, the first, not the first impression, but we just knew that it's like, this is the perfect example of that whole feminist worldview that having sex you regret becomes rape just because
all sex is
you
rape
have the right to think that now.
And you're always allowed to change your mind after the fact.
Yeah, they actually
wrong to lie about rape.
Like it was, I forget if it was Valerie Solanas or the fucking really fat bitch who would say that all
Andrea Dworkin, who was the one who fucking basically says that all heterosexual sex is rape, and that giving birth to a boy is allowing your son to rape you.
which I actually do agree with. I'm just for it. Yes.
I agree with it. I'm just not against it. I'm for it.
Gosh, I'm for it. But sort of like Tom Lehrer when he said, "I do have a cause, though it's obscenity. I'm for it." And it's like one of the best jokes from like the 1950s, basically. But anyways, and the thing is that Andrea Dworkin stuff about all heterosexual sex being rape and her kind of worldview and her things are taught in colleges and have been for years.
Yeah, now
possibly
she's
decades.
Celebrated. She's a celebrated feminist mind.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know that they could teach her as an example of like really extremist feminism or bizarre views that deserve to face some kind of criticism, but you know that they don't.
She's so crazy. They did exactly what the right wing always fucking does. Like, she's so crazy, it's goofy. Look how funny it is, and then they just ignored her.
Yeah. Anyways, and that's the thing is that we knew this was an example of regret rape. Is what it was also being referred to at the time. This was around 2014, 2015.
Rape.
Yes.
It's just typical.
Well, the thing is that backfired massively over the following years because of us. There's no other way around it. We were the first people to really start mocking this stuff.
And it always backfires eventually, long after it's too late to stop it.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, we were fucking mocking this, pointing it out, that kind of stuff. Crystallizing it and freezing it and
I was the one who was trying to call attention to it in particular.
Yeah, like you were doing that 10 years earlier before this, like fucking in the 2000s.
Fucking offensive shitlords.
Yeah,
or else people would be like,
we would just laugh that off.
We can't post about this. This is too extreme.
We got death threats all the time on fucking Tumblr, and we would post them and laugh because it's like really it's Tumblr where you can do reach through the screen. Close your eyes, nigga. You know,
turn your monitor off.
Yeah, exactly. I don't give it. Death threats to us meant we were doing something right. People having a spur, and that's true to this day. Anyone who gets mad at us, we're doing something right, and they are right. And there is not a single person who has ever gotten mad at us on the internet in the entire past 15 years who isn't like a closet psychopath, child abuser, cuckold, that kind of thing.
It's kind of like with the
every single example. Everyone who doesn't even like us.
and is like, "Oh, you're being transphobic." It's like, okay, countdown to discovering that they're actually a fucking child molester,
Yeah.
that they've groomed children. They're going to be arrested soon, and sure enough, it keeps happening.
Yeah, we said that before that became a meme. Basically, you could say with that we invented that meme. Because again, we were the very first to be like, these people are definitely gonna fucking, and it was like all the examples of people who are coming out and being caught being fucking sex pests as a. I think that term was invented by Bro Team, was sex pest. Or at least that's really started with him, but it was all the Jews who turned out to like have stories come out years later of some woman be like, oh, he did this to me, and I would tend to doubt those, except when they came from when it was about a Jew feminist guy,
Or a male feminist or troon.
Yeah, I would at least be more likely to believe it, although I would still take it with a grain of salt. Mainly because salt, delicious. Speaking of delicious salt,
Delish.
so the comic, The Morning After I Was Raped, it's just text. For anyone not watching, I'm going to describe every comic and graphic. That's just how we do things, because I never watch videos. I just listen to them, so I'll describe everything. It's just text saying, the morning after I was raped, I made my rapist breakfast. First of all, good job. You did the right thing.
I'm surprised she was able to make anything but hot chip.
Yes, exactly. But anyways, it shows like eggs, toast, and bacon. It says eggs. I love the graphic design of these
traditional breakfast. Yeah, it's very well drawn. It's perfectly,
but it's hilarious. It's perfectly comedic the way it's because it says eggs, then a panel, just a very simple like sort of showing a fried egg, and then underneath the panel it says medium well, and then in the middle, next to that it says and toast, and then it shows some toast and says golden brown. It's like the comedic timing and pacing.
It's like an
so
advertisement.
Perfect.
It's like something you'd expect to see from like those
McDonald's. It's like, try our McDonald's breakfast, especially after you've been raped. Fucking, we got eggs, medium well, an aristocrat.
An aristocrat.
Toast, golden brown. I want to fucking rape this chick now, but the breakfast.
I'm so hungry.
I could go for eggs, toast, and bacon. Who do I gotta rape?
It's
rape
not breakfast right now. It's the middle of the night.
Who do I gotta rape? I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know.
I don't know. But hopefully,
maybe we'll find out. And bacon extra crispy. That sounds fucking good. I want some.
Just the way she likes it, not just the way he likes it, but the way she likes it.
Yeah, it says right under that. It says
you're right.
It text just saying just the way I liked it, and it's like this chick, she's got some good taste in breakfast, good taste in rapists. But so under that, it's the night before he hovered over me and said, "So pretty," and it's like sort of profile of vague face with glasses on, saying so pretty. When I said no, he said, why not? When I asked why he was doing this, he said, you are just so beautiful. And it's like, it sounds like you had sex with a dorky nerd and you felt so embarrassed. Your cunt was so slimy with desire that you couldn't fucking just push him away.
Because he showed interest in her too. That seems to be the only fucking explanation she is giving.
But the thing is,
she's not giving an explanation.
It's very spelled out that there's something missing in this story already. When I said no, he said, why not?
This story is very suspicious. This story is already very sketchy.
When I asked why he was doing this,
punching holes in this story.
It doesn't say what he was doing. Was he just insisting? Was he just like, come on, I want to fucking do it? When I asked why he was doing this, when I asked why he was looking at me with affection and attraction.
She's also not even saying what this is.
When
All he's doing is asking.
Yeah, it's extremely.
What is
It's
this?
vague posting, which is like
Yes.
fucking.
She's criminally guilty of vague posting in the first, second, and third degree.
Which is the real crime happening here, of course.
That's the real crime that's happened here, and she is guilty.
Yes.
100%. 110%.
Something should be done. But on top of that, it's like the way she's presenting it, it sounds like some desperate nerd just talked her into it and fucking... And so she's framing it as, I said no, and I asked why he was doing this. And it's like, you asked why he kept kissing you after you started first. Or
the pronoun. It's also it's not the
after you went to his apartment. Most likely went to his apartment, pulled your shirt off, was fucking sitting on his couch with your legs open, and you wanted. And most likely, of course, she didn't actually say no. She tried to push back and go, I don't know. She probably just said, I don't know if we should do this, and he said, why not? And then she rephrases it in her crazy Wambian having mind. And then at the bottom, underneath that...
Her femoid neurons.
Yes. And the thing is, it has that same framing of the 3 panels in a row, like the eggs, toast, and bacon, but it's the guy's face along the bottom. And then underneath that, it says, so the morning after, I made him breakfast, which, again, is a tell. It's like, you made a guy breakfast... He stayed.
Yeah, it's not, where's the stayed. No? The no sounded like it was fucking forced. Now it's sounding so far in the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. She said yes, and he said why not? Just like in fucking in Naked Gun, I think 3, where he's like, hey baby, and she's like, no, and he's like, no means yes, babe, and so she says yes, and he goes, what do you mean no? And it's just fucking goofy, but that's almost like what is happening here, clearly. But yeah, that's the thing. He stayed and you made him breakfast, not rape. Just straight up fucking the police. The judge will just hit the fucking gavel and say, not rape.
Yeah,
you didn't call the police. You didn't try to fucking... Like, you didn't fucking, oh no, he fell asleep. It's like, you know, he fucking hit, maybe his dick ran so deep it put your ass to sleep. I don't know, but it sounds like you didn't even think about calling the police or registering it as a rape until way later when you started feeling embarrassed.
Well, I mean, there's no mention of it being classified as a police report. There's no mention of any police report.
Yeah, she doesn't say, I went and fucking, you know, I like, not even one of those, I felt so awkward, or I felt like so, numbed to it or something, or, you know, anything like that I didn't fucking do this or that. But
she feels no need to justify any of this either, because that's also very typical par for the feminist course.
Here is...
It's just like, if you even think it's rape, he's immediately guilty.
Here is, I think the next page. It's really kind of confusing and goofy. I think this might not even be the next page. I think this might be the first version, the first take on this, but it's best read after the other page. So I wasn't sure what order to read the pages in, but whatever.
Best read after you finish a nice fucking coffee and some bacon and some toast and
kicking
eggs
back with your feet up and just relaxing. But anyways, it's just a bunch of text saying, I made him breakfast because if I could make him breakfast, eggs, bacon, golden brown toast. But hold on a second. You really are selling the golden brown toast. Are you trying to make me hungry here? Yes. Yes, you
this
are.
Fucking toast.
We still have that bread. We have that
fucking toast is a crime.
We have that like brioche bread, I think. And I wanted to make another grilled cheese sandwich with it. I want to do that right now. Fuck this comic. I want to fucking...
Bread. It's fucking Hawaiian.
We do
it's
still...
like some kind of...
Well, there was the Hawaiian keto bread, which I don't know how that... I have no clue how that tastes. I wanted to try that. Make a grilled cheese sandwich with that.
I do want a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, I could go for that. That sounds good.
Toast
golden brown. Well, it's fucking not just golden brown, but extra, like almost Not almost to the point of being blackened. I don't
I
like
remember
that.
we also threw on the
But
fucking
get close to that.
bacon onto a grilled cheese
We
sandwich. It
still
was
have
like,
some
oh
bacon.
man,
In
it's
fact, I
fucking the
want to
most
do that.
amazing thing
I
ever.
want to do that too. It was
And
so
then I
good.
couldn't really taste the bacon, and the whole time it was like because you also threw the Colby on there, and it's like this is so gooey. I don't know if the
I,
bacon is cooked.
I don't know. No, the bacon was absolutely cooked. It's just that it
That's
was
just the
like
way it's sensed.
they were
That's the
almost
way it
like
came
pressed in
across because it was
patties. It
so
was that
gooey.
pre-cooked bacon stuff, which I
You
like,
gotta.
but
That's actually the secret of grilled cheese sandwiches. If you add too much cheese, it's just a slime sandwich.
yeah, I just that's why sliced just one slice of cheese is like the perfect
Yeah,
amount for a grilled cheese sandwich.
singular slice. Because too little cheese, it's like oh, it's like a cheese flavored toast. It's great, but too much cheese, it's gross.
Yeah,
Too much
I
cheese
do
kind
not
of
like. Yeah,
ruins
as
it.
I've tried like putting two slices of cheese. It's like two slices of cheese should be even better, and then it's
Well,
like
I remember a long
it's
time ago being like,
blobby.
well, if a grilled cheese sandwich is delicious, let's try grilled cheese sandwich with even more cheese. So I just fucking loaded up with cheese, and the result was, yeah, it was like a slime factory.
Especially because so much cheese is just processed like fucking microplastic. It's pressed yellow colored microplastics or some shit.
It's an entire microplastics patty.
Yeah, and it's stored inside a little sleeve, an individually wrapped sleeve of more microplastics. But
How
um,
much? It's a fucking perfect.
yeah. So eggs, bacon, golden brown. Yeah, I could
Oh,
pretend that
oh,
it. Yeah, I made him
mm,
breakfast because if I made him breakfast, I could pretend that it never happened. Women do not make their rapist breakfasts, and I made breakfast. Well,
yeah,
you do
yes.
have a point there, don't you?
I am not disagreeing for one moment with anything she just said.
I fully agree. And then it's three panels of like an egg being cracked, and then the third panel, the cracked egg spills out to sort of underneath the panels is like a big egg, rundown, and then it's her laying in it, and it's the
She's
text
coming out of the cracked egg because she's the egg now.
because her eggs got cracked last night. That's what happened. Fucking, she had plenty of eggs, and they got
cracked
fucking
cracked her eggs.
smashed. Um,
How do you like your eggs in the morning, baby? Fertilized?
how about obliterated? But anyways, just like in my Japanese animes, um,
I was just about to say, I was like that fucking whatever Nitro Titan, where the fucking whoever Goo Girl absorbs Demon Girl and then fucking spits out the Demon Girl from the goo pile,
from
and
her
she's
own
like, oh no, she
asshole.
doesn't have bones now.
She just doesn't.
That's exactly what this reminds me of. It
Yes,
reminds me of the fucking the upsetting Nitro Titan vor porn.
but it's if it's a goo girl, does it really count as vor? I don't know. Maybe it can qualify in a little bit of a way. I don't know. Anyways,
No, but it's much more goo girl in general than
yes.
just vor.
The text says,
But yeah, just it's very fucking. It's very. She's so defeated. She got raped so fucking hard. It's like she doesn't have bones.
now she's a
She got
goo girl.
power raped.
She's partially an egg. She's laying like with her head against the yolk, like almost like it's a pillow. But her head isn't on the yolk. It's like fucking you're not doing it right. But whatever. She says, I tell people I don't like eggs. God, I feel so stupid. You're right too.
Yeah,
No one.
I agree. I'm not finding anything to
And
disagree with.
here's the dumbest part, of course. No one puts trigger warnings on breakfast. Yeah, why would they? Oh no. Oh, I better put a trigger warning on breakfast because what if some girl got raped and made her rapist
I better put a trigger warning on lunch and dinner.
Yes.
What? How many things aren't there trigger warnings? I don't know. So many things in this world that don't have trigger warnings, like breathing and sleeping
Yeah, the,
and
the
eating.
the rapist was wearing shoes. We need trigger warnings for shoes. That is the goal. That
Yeah.
ultimately was the
Yes.
goal was
I know
to
all
get
these
trigger
people out there
warnings on
who are
breakfast.
listening to this right now and they're being like, "It's so silly. You're being so fucking silly and jokey." No, that's just what's next, and we're being prescient. And if you're ignoring that or fucking trying to hand wave it away, you're being stupid.
That was what was next until we started mocking this.
Yeah, we are
After
the
we
ones who
started
put it
mocking
back.
this, everyone else did. In
We
fact,
effectively put a
that's
stop
the
to
thing
that.
is,
You're
we started
welcome.
mocking this, and other people were like, "You can't mock this; it's wrong." And other people were like, "Yeah, this is pretty stupid," but quietly, they didn't want to admit that they agreed with us. And now the public basically sees this as ridiculous and stupid, and um, um, emotional blackmail, moral extortion, I think was another term for it. Cultural mendacity was a term that we came up with for this kind of overall general behavior. All of those are very accurate. But anyways, for now, we'll continue on. There's a few more pages left, so we'll milk that for another episode. Hey, it's always worth it to get as many episodes as we can. So like, unsshare, recomment, unsubscribe, resubscribe, and should have listened to Shitty Webcomics.